Guys, what's up? It's John, Gamester81. Thank you so much for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys a recent arcade I picked up. This will make it 7 arcades that I own, plus 1 pinball machine. And this is Asteroids Deluxe. This is a classic game I'm sure most of you guys have heard of. The version I got is the cocktail version, meaning basically that it's a style where it's a table where you can sit down and play. A lot of classic, there's a lot of companies that did cocktail arcades games back in the day. Namco did it with Miss Pac-Man, for example. Nintendo did it with Donkey Kong, and kind of the idea was, they take up less space. I guess they're lighter to carry. You would find them in like pizza parlors, and they kind of double up as a table. So basically why they call it cocktail, because you actually put your drink on it, all that good stuff too. So they're pretty cool. I have another cocktail arcade as well, which I own, that has basically a JAMA board on it that has over 400 games on it. But this is a dedicated one, which is cool, and it's wood grain. Let's take a closer look. I think it's classic. Thanks for watching. Okay, so here it is, guys. Just a closer look. I apologize. I know there's some glare here on the glass. We'll turn off lights here. Well, let's do some gameplay just to get rid of the glare. But classic wood grain. I love it. You got the Asteroids Deluxe logo here, which on the screen, I guess you're looking only at asteroids, but it does say Asteroids Deluxe. In the corner here, you also have different characters, different enemies. They did add this this new enemy that kind of it basically looks like kind of like a flower, and you shoot it and it breaks off, and then it kind of looks like dolphin fins, and they go after you. So this one is much more challenging than the original Asteroids. Came out, it says copyright 1980 on the game, although this game didn't come out until March of 1981 in the arcades, same month and year that I was born. So this thing is as old as I am. This is your player select 1 and 2, and same thing over here. You have your enemy selection and stuff like that. So I'll kind of do a quick overview of the cabinet itself. Let's open this up. This thing actually opens up, and this kind of locks in place like so. And basically, you have your monitor. This is where, right below here, is where the board is. These are your buttons, your controls. So the way that cocktail tables work when they're 2-player is the screen flips. So you're playing one player would be facing this way, second player would flop that way. You have your instruction manuals here on the top of the screen like so. Your various dip switches, various settings, and you can kind of change the difficulty to a point and all that good stuff too. So pretty sweet. There is a key to lock this in place. As far as I know, there is no on and off switch on this thing. I looked everywhere for it. I talked to the previous owner. He was unaware of one. Basically, it powers on once you plug it in. Now, the other version, obviously, is a stand-up Asteroids Deluxe, and that's really cool because if you guys ever played it, it basically reflects off glass, and it has like a 3D effect to it. Super cool. This is one of my favorite arcade games, and that definitely, in my opinion, the upright is superior to this. Cocktail, however, I only paid $260 for this, which I think is a really good deal for this, and it works great. So I couldn't really pass it up. Let's close this up. Okay, so here's what I was talking about with the various images there. This is the control panel. You have rotate right, left, thrush, fire, and shield. So the one big difference between this version and the original Asteroids, which came out in 1979, is that instead of the warp, which is kind of warps you push the button and it basically puts you any random part of the screen, you have a shield. The thing about the shield, it only lasts for a limited time. You can hold it down, it lasts for a limited time. Once you get hit once, it definitely takes away your shield. So this game, as I mentioned before, is much more challenging. The thrust acceleration is faster than the original Asteroids, although the ultimate speed is the same. And one also subtle difference is the Asteroids actually rotate in this version, where in the original Asteroids, they basically stay the same, they're standard. Some other subtle differences. Here's the enemy I was talking about before that breaks apart, various points. These guys, the UFOs, they basically, they're a bit more challenging, they're more accurate as far as their fighting, shooting. Another big difference is you can actually hold down fire on this game, and it shoots out 4 at a time, and then it pauses for more time, where the other one you had to tap it, so subtle things. This is basically your power on and off. When you power this thing on, they turn red, which is sweet. Of course, your coin mechanism there. This is a key that came with it. This thing actually opens up. I opened up before, but let me just show you a closer look at the boards. at the monitor. Here's the instructions I was talking about before. I love these cocktail arcades because they're practical. You can kind of they're definitely practical, and they're not as heavy, of course, which is always a benefit because normal arcades are extremely heavy. They do take up a little bit more space in regards to because you have to have 2 chairs and a little bit more space, but they're not as tall, obviously. So let's check out some gameplay and go from there. Okay, the thing's obviously powered on, and let's go ahead and press 1-player, 2-player. Notice how I was talking about before, the asteroids actually do rotate in this. The original Asteroid game, they do not. Asteroids is an extremely popular game back in the day. This is a vector style game, so the graphics are vector style. Various other games came out. Tempest, the original Star Wars arcade, which I had by Atari. Other companies did vector graphics game as well. The Vectrix was a console that came out in 1983 that was obviously based on vector graphics. So you can rotate here. Oh, and I died. So the object is obviously to clear the screen and hit these asteroids. And every time you fire at them, they get smaller and smaller, right? So they get faster and they speed up. The smaller they get, the faster they get. Kind of the best strategy is to stay in the middle. Dope. Now I'll show you what I mean about the shield. Oh, I'm not doing very hot as well. The music also speeds up as it gets closer. You get kind of closer to completing the stage. It kind of speeds up like Jaws. Here's a shield. There's one of the UFOs. Oh, brutal. I don't know how long it takes to get to the kill screen, but notice when you fire that my bullets actually go across the screen as well. You can actually shoot yourself. I've done that before. Ah, game over. Let's start another game. It asks you to put in your initials. Now, when I was reading this, it did say that you can actually hold down the button. And the way I'm playing it, you actually have to tap the button. I wonder if it's probably a setting that you have to do and change it. So the setting I'm playing it on, you have to tap the button to fire. Dope. Asteroids will go through each other, as you just saw there. So I use a shield there. Now I'm out of shields, so you only have a limited amount of shields. Now in the original asteroids, you can use warp, and it transfers you to a random spot of the screen. Oh, I should have thrust. Sometimes there's a lot of asteroids on the screen. It takes a couple seconds to kind of spawn you again. I've seen some pro players play this, and it's amazing what they can do. The UFOs are more accurate. And they also have small UFOs. Ooh. I love it when you excel, you kind of glide. There's a small UFO. You get a lot of points for getting those guys. You get 1,000 points for killing those guys. And those things have a pretty good accuracy. So again, not the best player at this game, I'll admit it, but definitely have to brush up on my skills. Really cool pickup though. I was not expecting to find this. Found it locally. Fit in my car, which is nice size. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Please thumb up this video. Appreciate subscribing, leaving a comment, all that good stuff. See you guys soon. Take care and game on. First off, guys, thank you so much for watching. Also, please subscribe. That means a lot. And if you want to stay in contact, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I also have a website, Gamester81.com, and I have t-shirts available that help support the show as well. And those are available at chopchopgoods.com.